Hey guys, sorry for the odd camera angle. um, I'm in the bathroom today because we're going to clean some wool blankets. So it's fall, getting close to that time of year again, and time to get the winter gear out and get it ready to go. So what I've already done is I got out my sleeping bags, took them outside, shook them out, and shook all the dust out and that kind of stuff and aired them out. Let them sit outside overnight and just aired them out. Now, if you keep your bags, your sleeping bags, in the stuff sack, all the fibers or feathers, if you have down or whatever, are going to be very compact. So your the ability of that sleeping bag to keep you warm is going to be lessened with those fibers compacted. So after you shake it out and air it out, get all the dust out and that kind of stuff, it's a good idea to take it and put it in your dryer on a tumble cycle, turn the heat off, and just let it beat around and fluff up a little bit, and that'll help kind of reinvigorate the insulative value of your sleeping bags. The best way to store them is what I do is I hang my sleeping bags in the closet over a coat hanger, and so get some sturdy coat hangers and you can just hang them up over the off season. That does expose them to more dust and that kind of stuff, so a good shake out at the end of the year or beginning of the season in the fall is a good idea. And also I go ahead and tumble them a little bit anyway and just get them all fluffed up and ready to go. Anyway, so what we're going to do today is clean wool blankets, and this is the first one I'm going to do is this kind of thinner, lightweight one that I have. And so I got it out of storage, and generally how I store these is in plastic bags, so that keeps any kind of moths and that kind of stuff away. Moths are especially attracted to body oils and dust and stuff inside your wool blankets, or any wool that you have, your wool shirts and coats and that kind of thing. So it's best to store all that kind of stuff in plastic bags. And also in the spring, when it comes time to put this stuff away, clean it again, get all that dust and body oil off as much as you can, and it'll help with any kind of moth issues. And it's just nice to put stuff away clean too. So what we do is, here I'm in a tub, and I hope you can see this. And so I'm going to spread this out a little bit and just kind of slowly lower this down into the water. And the water it's not cold, ice cold. I just have it just above cold, so between cold and lukewarm almost. So just a little bit of warmth, kind of help float that oils off and that kind of stuff. You can use, some people like to use woolite and that kind of thing. Generally when I do use soap, which I'm not using today, but when I do use soap, I just find something as natural as possible with few ingredients. You don't want anything with detergents and surfactants and that kind of thing. You just want pure soap, and you just use a little bit. And if you're going to soap it, put it in here right now, and if we imagine that there's soap in here, we let it soak, and we agitate it a little bit. And then, either way, soap or not, I'm going to let it sit in here for about an hour. And then we'll do some rinsing. If you have soap, you'll have to do a couple extra rinses, which basically drain and fill the tub and lightly agitate it. So the biggest thing with wet wool is once it's wet, it can easily be stretched, deformed, and that kind of thing, so you have to be really gentle with it. And in cleaning your wool this way, I know a lot of wool has dry clean only tags on it and that kind of stuff. My advice is to ignore that. Dry cleaning is full of chemicals that get in your wool. For me, I don't like that. Secondly, it's harsh on the environment, so if you're kind of, if you're an outdoorsman, you tend to care about the environment, and so that's kind of two strikes against dry cleaning. So this way is fantastic, it works well. So I'm just going to leave this soak in here now. You can already see some body oils and some of the dye and stuff coming out. The water's already colored, so some dirt and everything. So I'm just going to let that soak, and we'll be back. Alright, so this has been in here for about an hour, I'm going to go ahead and I've already kind of came in here and manipulated it and swished it around a few times. But I'm going to go ahead and give it a final little stir here. You can probably see that water's got some color to it. Some of it's probably dye, some of it's dirt and stuff, who knows. But this is a blanket I often use as a ground cloth, so who knows what's in there. And I use it at home on cold nights. You know, in California, it's, you don't need a whole lot of heavy bedding, so on chilly nights, a thin little blanket like this is good enough in the house. So I'm going to drain this out. Alright, so that's about done draining. You can probably see it's some dirt down there in the bottom and stuff. So it was a little dirty. Definitely worth a clean. So now I'm going to take this and kind of just gently fold it up on itself a little bit and just squeeze a little bit of the water out. Just real gently. We don't want to stretch it or anything like that, so just nice and gently squeeze it. Press a little bit of that water out. So then I'm going to take and fill the tub up again in a little bit and do a second rinse, and this time I don't have to let it soak as long. So I don't want to let the water beat on the blanket either. And again, with it being wet, you want to be real gentle. So this is, again, is just kind of a final rinse. So I'm going to spread it out again. Just agitate it a little bit. You can see the water is not getting nearly as colorful. think I'll do this rinse and then one more. That water's still getting pretty dirty. Alright, I'm going to drain this out. I'll do one more rinse. Alright, we're on to our third rinse, and I know why this thing is so dirty. This is the one that I keep out. I don't store this one in the summer. This is the one I keep out for when I go out and I need a ground cover of some kind or whatever. That's kind of my regular use one. So that's why this one is taking a lot of rinses. All right, water's still getting a little bit dirty, so I think one more and we'll call it good. I'll just show you the next step though, what we do after we're done rinsing. Alright, so it's all rinsed. Finally, one good soaking and 4 rinses later. This thing was dirty. I quit using my gear so much, it creates all this work for me. So I let it sit here for a few minutes and just kind of let the water fall out naturally. And then what I'm going to do is just really gently kind of roll it up here. So all rolled up and kind of just put a little pressure on it, squeeze the water out, and we'll be good to go. I'm going to take this, the next step is to air dry, and so we don't use commercial dryers or anything like that. That'll just stretch the heck out of it and beat it up. So ultimately the goal is to clean it and dry it without stretching the fibers and that kind of thing. So outside we go. And I'll take you out there with me in just a minute. Okay, the drying part. I got a few sawhorses set up with a couple 2x4s. It's kind of how I like to do it. And let's bring this a little smaller and move these a little closer together. And but any kind of a drying rack you have, anywhere you can hang it that'll support the blanket somewhat and allow air circulation, should be good to go. So I'm just going to gently roll this out. Sure this is a little bit loose so nothing's pulling on it and stretching it, and that should do it. So we have good air circulation. It's not in the sun. I don't put it in the sun because even this time of year, it's the end of September, California, it's still hot in the sun, so it's kind of a warm day. So in the heat, I worry about the heat shrinking it up. So anyway, that's that. So that's everything there is to it, and I appreciate you watching. and go back in and do the other one. I'm not going to go through all the steps again, but just kind of an end of tape reminders, and that'll be it. So blanket number 2, this is the bigger one. And again, I'm not going to go through every step again, but again, like just under lukewarm water to cold water is good, because warm water could theoretically make it shrink. Good soakings, if you use soap, just use natural soap, no additives. I've seen people, heard of people using woolite. I've never done it, so that's at your own risk, or whatever, your own experience. So good soaking for an hour or so, and then a couple rinses should do it. And then a nice place to air dry, out of the sun if you can, because again the heat of the sun can also cause shrinkage. And also watch when you hang it to dry, watch it for stretching. And when you maneuver, kind of agitate the water and blanket like I'm doing now. Again, be nice and gentle when you're manipulating it, moving it, or anything, to avoid stretching the fibers. So do those things, and you won't shrink it and you won't stretch it. So that's about it. So thank you guys. Thanks for watching as always. Like, subscribe, whatever you feel like. I got a few links below too to my Facebook and whatever. If you want to hang out there, that's cool. So, alright, talk to you guys later.